This next guest claims he's going to get 3,000 attendees at his mixed martial arts event in Newcastle next week. Let's hear from him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall. Melbourne Pavilion. Not even backstage, we're literally outside.
Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good if the Aussie MMA Instagram page would give us a bit of glow up because we're killing it.
Welcome to the Australian MMA podcast. My name is Mitch Tinley. I am your host of Australian MMA, and today's guest is Paul Daniel, who has kind of burst onto the scene. He's on the scene. He's got Winners Circle Fighting Championship. You might have seen it around on Instagram, social media. Maybe you've driven past, seen some banners in Newcastle. It's a new promotion that is claiming, expecting 3,000 people at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. Of course, those people will pick up those tickets from Ticketek if you're in Newcastle, March 29th. Now, your boy here, a little bit skeptical because, Eternal MMA has been around for many a year and, best in the biz, and they're not pulling 3,000 in Newcastle. I mean, they might, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get that number at an event in Australia. So I thought, why not have the man behind it on the show? Now, Paul Daniel is running Winners Circle Fighting Championship, and I think he's a very likable guy, all right? And a lot of times when we have Australian MMA promotions pop up, we kind of want to find out their legitimacy. Are they real? Are they just going to run away with the money, or are they going to claim big things and then eventually fold before it ever happens? Now, not just a standard MMA event, they're going to have grappling and a whole bunch of other things involved, but I thought, look, let's get Mr. Daniel on for an interview. We can ask him all the questions that you probably have about Winners Circle Fighting Championship. And I think, look, let's just have a chat. Let's see where it goes. I kind of like him. Like I see from our friends at Vex, and on the other side, the head honcho of Winners Circle Fighting Championship, it's Paul Daniel.
Vex MMA has officially teamed up with PRP Global, and their brand new website is now live. Head over to Vex MMA to check out their latest gear, perfect for fighters and fans alike. Whether you're stepping into the cage or just repping the lifestyle, Vex MMA has you covered.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. A man that has burst onto the scene. Some people are skeptical, some people are excited. Paul Daniel, Winners Circle, mate, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm the skeptical one.
Okay.
What is going on? Winners Circle. I seen it pop up, and I was like,
Yep.
I'm sorry, what is this? I've seen hundreds of promotions pop up, disappear, not even happen. But this one looks like it's going ahead. You've said 3,000 at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre. I feel like that's a big goal, but I like the ambition. First off, mate, you're a week away from a show. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's unreal, and we're well and truly on our way to hitting that 3,000. So
no, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. It's a good thing. It's what happens when you get out with your wife and your kids on weekends, delivering pamphlets and running around and doing the extra yards.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess for anyone that doesn't know, like when you bump into them at the pub, and they ask, what is Winners Circle?
Yeah. So WCSP is like I suppose like my little brainchild and like my little baby that sort of I started working on probably 3 years ago. So it's like, although it seems like it's just popped up out of nowhere, it's I sort of had the opportunity. It's almost like getting a head job at the wrong end. I sort of it was a little bit preemptive over the first couple of years. And I sort of went to come forward and do it. It just wasn't the right time. I sort of had to sort of stop everything and pivot. But March 29th, here we are finally. So it's MMA event like that. I want to showcase Australia's like amateur and pro MMA. I know there's fantastic shows that have been happening, all over Australia. Obviously, you've got Hex, you've got Eternal, you've got like XFC, you've got like there used to be a Brace for War and stuff. There's great cards. I just want to sort of follow in the footsteps of like the solid grassroots like MMA shows that have been doing great things across, internationally and abroad, and give it a good crack.
And I believe you've even got a quintet grappling match.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's gonna be so. I love everything MMA, like from the striking side of things, the grappling side of things, like everything. And it's sort of for the longest time, like I've always sort of like stewing on like how do we like bring the jiu-jitsu and the grappling like sort of crowd, more into like our into the MMA scene and that as well. You know what I mean? Because I think it's good for the juniors, it's good for everyone. And it's sort of, like the striking game gets a good rap like when it comes to MMA and stuff like that. But it's sort of like the grappling side of things, the unsung heroes are sort of like is sort of like the grappling base in that. So having the opportunity to do a quintet style event and then on top of that have monsters like like obviously Harry Gretz's team and Luke Martin's team come on board and be willing to jump in there and do the quintet. It's going to be exciting.
So is it going to be in a cage or?
Yeah.
So,
well, they talked about doing it on the street, but apparently that's no. It'll be so we've got
first time.
We've backpacks and all.
Yeah.
No, we've got a full like an 8 meter cage, competition cage that it's in. So it's like there's plenty of room in that, and it'll be under ADC style rules, but it's different to the normal quintet where it's winner stays on.
Yep.
Like it's going to be an opportunity for people to see, like five opponents from one side go head to head in like a 6-minute match. It's almost like speed dating, I suppose, for grappling.
Yeah. So two guys in, win or loss, whatever. Then they move out. Two guys
they move out. Next one's in. And then
score. Like is it? And then who?
Yeah, it'll be scored. Yeah, it'll be scored. Then a winner takes like the exhibition prize.
And are you worried about it? I mean, what are the rounds of the quintet? Are you worried about this event dragging on for 8 hours?
No. We'll see that like each match is only 5 minutes. Yep. So it's sort of like first two go in 5 minutes. There's a minute changeover. Pretty much like a 25-minute MMA match. It's basically designed so that it's like fast paced. Yeah. And they've got to go for the they'll be hunting the submission. So you'll get like I think there's basic things in there like like for stalling you'll lose points and things like that. So it's like it's driving people to basically get in there and get the job done.
Are you worried about the crowd? Not everyone loves grappling, even in MMA when it's possible. Are you worried about the crowd being disinterested in just grappling?
Not at all, actually. It's that's a good question. Like we have like the interest that actually that upped and spiked even in tic-tac sales when we announced that we were doing it was unreal. Was unreal. So it's sort of I think I'm just going by that alone. I think it's going to be exciting, and it's like when you've got like the guys that are going against each other. I think it's going to be pretty hard to have a boring sort of match with it.
Yeah, there's definitely Luke Martin's an absolute stud and a well-known name, and he's got some absolute like killers. So you've definitely got the talent there. What's the show in general gonna look like aesthetically for the crowd?
Oh, it's all the bells and whistles.
Ah.
We've got fireworks going off everywhere. It'll be like, and because it's been held in the entertainment centre, it's I suppose like I've shown my age here. Like the generations I go through and stuff like that. Like I've like even with Australian shows, I harken back to the days of like when CSV was CSV was cranking. Like that was the gun, like in Australia. And it's sort of like even going to UFC events and things like that. And I grew up like I loved the Pride, like watching the Pride side of things. And you got all the Japanese people and that, and they're sort of sitting there. But like we're doing like it's a show. It's a show, and that's what we want to bring to it.
Well, I mean, do you have any experience in running events?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot of different things. Like had the hands in a lot of different things to do with things like that. With like I was a professional muso for years. Like so playing in like in bands and things like that, and yeah, it's just like putting on events and things like that. Like, yeah, there's been a lot of myriad things that I've done. I've never actually done an MMA event. Picked a lot of fights, but like, no. But it's something that like that like I'm passionate about. Like training and coaching fighters myself as well. Like for the last like 20 years, sort of. It's a love and a passion, and it's like I just want to give people the opportunity. That sort of like I saw growing up with.
Yeah, I hope you don't feel it as any sort of disrespect, but we've had many people come into the MMA scene before as well, and everyone is always very skeptical straight away. We've had promoters say they're going to sell out 5,000 stadiums and then they don't, and the show's cancelled, or they take all the money and run. Not saying you're doing that, but but like that's the thing that the MMA community is always very skeptical when new brands and new people come on the scene. So it's like, wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't asking these questions. But I feel like over the last couple of weeks, like I said, I was skeptical at the start, and over the last couple of weeks, I'm starting to go, oh no, this is looking like it's going to be a real show. Yeah.
No, it really is. Hey, and like you coming?
I can't make it. I would love to have. Once again, I didn't know it was real up until a couple of weeks ago.
I was going to go straight into the yeah.
Well, I mean that, like, but honestly, like 3,000. Everyone said this, but 3,000 Newcastle Entertainment Centre. That seems so.
I know. It's like getting your balls in your own hand and going. You know what I mean? It's sort of like. And the thing is, this is a family business as well. So like my wife and my son are like my business partners, and like we're the three of us that work pretty much working together and piecing all this together with our team, right? And it's just one of those things. I attempted to go smaller.
Yeah.
I attempted to go smaller in the first place, but because of that like it's you know yourself, like with the skepticism and everything else like that, like breaking into like becoming one of the boys or breaking into the market down at certain levels is virtually impossible to do, right? Because you've got people gatekeeping venues, you've got people gatekeeping, that like don't want to work with someone unless it's like got this name attached to it and stuff like that. I like over the last 3 years, I've had all that. So it was either I pack up with my little suitcase and I go home and I shut my mouth and I never do anything, or I just put my balls in my own hand and like I do what I like doing, which is just going, no, I want to do this. So let's go for it. And that's the reason why we went, well, it's like if we can't have any of these smaller places or anything else like that, then let's pack this place.
I mean, I like that. You talk about, having issues with other promotions and venues. Has that happened?
Oh, not so much the promotion. Just there's like there's like it's like anything. It's like there's like people that have been around for a time and they've been a part of that, and it's their thing. And I understand that. I get that, right? But it's like if you're not part of the boys' club sort of thing, or if you're not in on the know, it's really easy to be shut down because like people will just boycott you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's sort of like and I've experienced all that firsthand. It's like it hasn't made me bitter or anything like that. It's just made me more excited because it's sort of like if there's one thing that I'm like I like to believe in myself. If you hang around me long enough, right, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to end up liking me and you're going to end up liking yourself, right? Because it's like I ain't stopping. It's like, and it's like and also get the whole thing of like you have the people that sort of like come and go and stuff like that. That's to me, that's all down to their personal, I suppose like lack of integrity. And it's like I think the only thing you've really got in this world is your word.
Yeah, look, I think the MMA world has changed over the last 5-10 years, and we are starting to try and be a little bit more, inclusive of shows, and there's a lot less but like you said, boycotting. That definitely happened. It still happens a little bit now, but I like to think we're heading in the right place.
100%. But I also get the reason behind it, because if you don't have it, then the craft doesn't get protected. You get cowboys coming in and just like sort of doing hoo-ha shit, and it makes it worse for everyone. So I also get on the opposite side of things, like it can be a good thing. You know what I mean? It's just this is just mine and my family's opportunity to sort of like break in and go, hello, there's black people next door.
Well, I mean, you talk about cowboys. You've had almost a cowboy response. Like I think I saw the video of you with a cigar with the American flag in the background. Like, does that not feel a little cowboy?
That was my attempt at like humor. I choked on that cigar. Like, because I don't smoke cigars at all. I don't even know how to smoke a cigar properly. Apparently you're not supposed to draw it backwards. And like I dead set, like when I was choking in that video, I was actually choking. Like, but like I thought, humor side of things, like put it up. Why not?
In terms of booking fighters, did you have trouble working with gyms?
No. It's been good. The first time round, yes. The first time round, yes, we did. But it's like, as I say again, like I also understand that as well. Like I didn't understand the full dynamics of like, but like timing and everything else like that. I was just sort of had my head in the clouds and was just like, oh, I want to do this, and do all these different things. And it's sort of like, it took that sort of pause and pivot to go, shit. You know what I mean? It's sort of like there's other things you've got to take into consideration here because you're getting in between a man and their meal and sort of like that, right? So it's like navigating that. Yeah, it has been different, but I also see a way through it that it's doable, right? Because like I think Australia and New Zealand have like one of the greatest talent pools, like in amateurs and pros that you can ask for. That's across all combat sports, whether it be grappling, whether it be through MMA, whether it be in Muay Thai, whether it be in K1. Like the fighters are all here, and it's like the opportunities are all here. It's just like I understand that we've just got to do our best, our due diligence, and get these shows and that out of the way, start build momentum, and then hopefully, if the opportunity arises, be able to walk in the footsteps and follow along with some of the biggest shows that are here in Australia.
Yeah, MMA is unique. Like I feel like when a gym fighter promotion, whatever it is, when you pay your dues in the sense of just people kind of make you jump a hurdle, right? It's probably unfair, but when you clear the hurdle, they got your back forever. And
100%.
I feel like this is your hurdle.
Yeah. That laugh.
That's why I do love what you do, and like I said, always going to be skeptical. That's just what we do until you're nail the first show, and then I'm like, please let me come to the show, and then and everyone's like, please let me be on your show. That's what happens, and that's what we do. But look, have you run into any difficulties while trying to put this show together?
No, not really. It's like there's obviously things like I think the hardest thing is just like setting up like moving, getting cages and that moved around and doing like all the getting all the physical stuff and all like that. But like no, it's like because we've just been like I said, we knew that we were coming in and we had to come in and make sure that we dotted every I, we crossed every T. You know what I mean? But like we've had to make sure that like absolutely everything is just like airtight. And so that's what we've basically done. So by doing that and just making sure that we've jumped through all the hoops and we've done everything properly, it's all been good.
Is this a one and done, or are you going to want to do a couple shows a year?
No, well, it's like we've got another 2 more this year that we've already like looking to book, and we'll announce that after this show, obviously. And we're already in talks with like pros and amateurs for that one, for the follow-up show and stuff like that as well. I've got the bug. It's like 3 years this is taking them to bring this to fruition before it's like before it come out, sort of come out of our bedroom sort of thing, or come out of the house. It's sort of like, no, it's not going to sleep now.
I think it's really cool. Have you had any fight? Obviously, we're heading into like fight week and stuff. Have any fights fallen out or anything like that?
Yeah, there's been a few. There's been a few that have sort of like got injured, or like they got took fights on others, like on other shows and stuff like that. We just we had reference to that. We just had our main heavyweight fight, Ken Villiamu and Sonny Kirstone. We had to pull Ken from the card because obviously with him fighting for the title in the Hex title in just at the start of March, apparently the doctors didn't clear him. He was on a 30-day suspension, which falls outside our date. It's a bummer. It's a bummer, but like he wanted to fight in front of his hometown, but it's just what we've got to do, isn't it? So I am, if we put that out there, I am looking for a replacement for the heavyweight for Sonny Kirstone, which should be good.
Send me a list after this. Send me a list of anyone that you're looking for a replacement of, and I'll put it out to the masses, and we'll see if we can, a week. I've seen crazier things get done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. That's awesome, Ben.
And in terms of I keep going back to it, right?
Yep.
But you said 3,000. We're not doing too bad. How is it from pamphlets? Is it from people Like, do you have the official Ticketek number? Like, how do you know it's doing well?
Well, we've got the official Ticketek number one. So
give me it.
You have to wait. Hey, let's put it this way. My hair's not falling out, right? No, but like it's like that's just from Ticketek alone. Like we're sort of like it's on point.
That's cool. Is it being streamed?
Yeah, it's being streamed on Live Combat Sports. Adam, Live Combat Sports.
They're great. They're great. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's coming to do that. We've got NBA News, which is local news. Yeah. Like here is doing a story and that on it as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick, bro. That's really I really like I said, you won me over. Like over the I'll be honest, as soon as you had a cigar, you won me over. But that's just me personally. I loved it. But like the way that you're going about it is, I think, like I said, everyone gets a little skeptical at the start, but then when you start to see these little things happen, they are like little mental hurdles where you go, okay, this guy's legit, or at the very least means well. And that's more important than actually even doing a great show.
yeah. Well, look, that's why I put up the thing about bring back the banners, right? Because like you would have known, like earlier MMA days and stuff like that. Like it was awesome. It was like people fighters had an opportunity to put up their sponsors and everything else like that. You know what I mean? They could get help going through fighting camps. Like even going through fighting camps when I was younger than that, it was like every bit of money counted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So it's like we have to bring back the banners and stuff like that, and doing things like that. I want to do those sorts of things. It's like also it's even just simple things like all of the fighters get to keep their gloves, like all their WCC gloves and stuff, and they all get like it's just little things that to other people mightn't think there's much, but like for fighters, I kept all my memorabilia from fights and that, and it's sort of like it's mad. So it's like that's the sort of stuff that we're bringing back in as well.
Have you taken any inspiration from any other promotions around Australia and gone, oh, I like how they did that?
Oh, like all of them, especially like I'll say it again, especially like Hex, Eternal, the way they do it, XFC, Super Fight, Luke Bazzutis, and even Steve. As I keep harking back to CFC, but CFC was I think I watched six of the CFC fights. I was there. I was backstage the night that Rob Whittaker fought. What was his name from America? Was for the title anyway. But I was there watching that when it was and it was just awesome. That whole thing and that whole that build up and that's what I want to sort of try and bring to amateurs and pros.
Yeah, look, I think it's great, and anytime having another promotion in Australia, I mean, you can't go wrong there. In terms of you talked a little bit about watching CFC, so you've obviously been around for a little while. What is your sort of history with mixed martial arts or martial arts in general?
I've been training for pretty much all my life. I'm going on to 50 years of age, so over 40 years. Trained in everything from karate, from different styles of karate, through weaponry systems, jiu-jitsu, just grappling, catch wrestling. Yeah, it's my lifetime passion, love martial arts.
And what was the moment you went, I got to run a promotion?
I would say when I was broke from being a trainer. No. It was more than anything. It's just that entertainment side of things. I love the entertainment side of things. I want it to be I want our shows to not just be a card to fight on 4 times a year. I want it to be an event. There's loads of little things that I've got up my sleeve that I want to sort of, but I also want it to be an opportunity. I don't want it to fall into the realms of being childish. I want to keep it professional and everything else like that. You know what I mean? But it's on that sort of level. But I want to throw some banners into the works, sort of like that, entertainment wise, where people go, oh shit, this is awesome. You know what I mean? It's and they get an opportunity to see yeah, just different levels of combat sports.
And can you talk about the card? I mean, you said there's a few people that fell out. There's obviously some different types of fights. Like, how many fights right now do you have, and kind of are they all MMA? You know, what is
12 fights, 12 MMA fights, 12 MMA fights, 2 grappling events, and there's a 5-round championship fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As an amateur, that's lovely.
Yeah. So Abraham Leckers from Lions Den, and Mackay Austin from Harvey's Fight Club here in Newcastle. Both of those, like I'm sure you would have seen both the boys, but like that is going to be an absolute firecracker of a match. Yeah,
it's so good. Now, mate, before I let you go, after it's all said and done, how does Winner Circle Fighting Championship want to be remembered in mixed martial arts?
I would have been remembered for like establishing a new standard, a new wave, a new event, and when people are thinking back about it, I want them to be thinking back about something that's still current and still happening.
Now, mate, I really appreciate your time. This is the hurdle that I can't wait for you to clear, and we're either going to see you back on Australian MMA again or on a current affair. So either way, I'm really excited, mate, and I wish you all the luck, because at the end of the day, I think you're in it for the right reason, and that's the main thing that everyone's going to take away from this. So I hope everyone supports it. I hope you get that 3,000, because I want that number. And
I'd rather be on Australian. I'd rather be on Australian MMA. Because I hate a current affair.
Mate, you're the absolute best. Stay in touch. Send me that list of those fighters. I'll see if I can match some fights, and we'll chat soon.
You're a legend, bro. Thank you very much, man. Take care.